Hey Cougs, welcome to Crimson Corner, the sports podcast here on the Palouse covering every sport in the Crimson and Gray. I'm Smith, joined with Gaige and Madeline.
What's up? Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Without further ado, welcome to our first episode.
So look, it isn't Georgia, Alabama, it isn't Michigan, Ohio State. The biggest rivalry on college game day, it's Huskies and Cougs. It's the Apple Cup, all right? Year after year, it's one of the best games to watch. And this year, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty exciting. I want to kind of know what you guys are thinking about going into this year. What are we thinking about this Apple Cup?
Yeah, I mean, last year's was really good. So future Heisman, John Mateer came in. We barely scraped out the win. And so this one should be an interesting one.
Yeah, I think looking forward, both teams are standing at 2-0 right now. So we'll see what the Cougs can do this weekend. And hopefully they could win this weekend and carry it over to next weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a tough game no matter what. Obviously, we have a whole new coaching staff, all new players basically. So I think this will be a test to see how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah. And Jimmy Rogers got his feet wet at the FBS level with SDSU. But I feel like for any new Wazoo coach, the Apple Cup is kind of the first real test of are you going to be a really good coach? I feel like this can kind of make or break whether or not Jimmy Rogers is going to be a good coach. I mean, after that SDSU game, I was a little, after the U of I game, it was a little shaky. I was 13-10 against an FCS school. I mean, U of I is a good FCS school, but you only put up 13 points against an FCS school. And then you kind of bounce back with SDSU. So, I'm feeling pretty good about Rogers, but I don't know. It all comes down to the Apple Cup.
I like Rogers. He's good in rivalry games. And so when he was at South Dakota State, he beat North Dakota State, which is their big rivalry. Yeah. 28-21 in 2024, nice. I believe. And then the year before, 38-14. And so I'm behind Jimmy Rogers for sure.
Yeah, and you could only hope he brings that rivalry here and beat UW.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think so. Looking at UW, they started with against Colorado State, and they went and played against UC Davis. And I think we were talking about before, they got off to a rocky start against Colorado State. Yeah. And they kind of just beat the brakes off of UC Davis. So it was 70-10 or something like that. That's a blowout. And we haven't had our blowout game yet. SDSU was kind of a blowout, but it was one of those ones where it's you have to stay the whole time because you don't know if it's they're gonna pull it out. But 70-10, and UC Davis isn't a bad FCS school. They're a pretty good FCS school.
Yeah, but then also Colorado State kind of felt like they were giving them a run for their money. Yeah. And so it's kind of up in the air. I know they're going into a bye week, and so they'll be a little fresher probably than Wazoo because we go to face North Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that will be a test to see if WSU on the road that's going to hurt us coming into the next week or going to benefit us with UW having 2 weeks off.
Yeah, I think it's going to definitely come down to Jackson Potter, Julian Duggar. Because kind of going into the season, we weren't really sure who was going to be the quarterback, if it was going to be Jackson Potter, if it was going to be Julian Duggar, or Zevi Eckhouse. I think a lot of people were expecting it to be Zevi.
Yes.
But I think as it kind of got closer, people started to realize it's not going to be Zevi. It's going to be Jackson Potter. I don't know about you guys. Jackson Potter hasn't wowed me to the point where it's not John Mateer level Heisman contention.
I'd agree. Yeah. He feels a little reserved. He hasn't shown his full potential, I don't think yet. And I think he'll get there. Yeah. It's just going to take time for him, I think, for us to see that.
Yeah, I don't think Jackson Potter needs to be a Heisman contender quarterback because what Jimmy Rogers really wants to do is get the run game going. Right. And so, he's throwing 70% completion rating right now, as well as you got to talk about our quarterback. You also got to talk about UW's. Desmond Williams Jr., he's also throwing a 69% for a lot of yards, and he's quick. And so it's going to be – it sounds like it could come down to QBs. Yeah. But also you got to remember we're trying to build our offense off the run game. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to depend on whether or not we can run the ball.
Yeah. Right. Whereas I think UW has that established with having a running QB and having running back Jonah Coleman. So
yeah. He's looking really good. He's got 288 yards or something like that. Whereas you look at Wazoo, we kind of have a Frankenstein running back room. It's still really good running backs. Pulasi's really good, Angel Johnson's really good, Voorhees is really good. Even Maxwell Woods, who's the bottom of the depth chart, he got in. He played against SDSU. So it's you look at the stat sheet and Jonah Coleman has 288 yards. That's great, but all 4 of our running backs are like splitting reps. So if you could look at those stats and be like, oh, they only put up like barely any yards. Well, because they only playing like a few snaps a game. But the snaps that they're playing, they're breaking off for like some pretty
good. I think we've seen great moments from all of them. So.
Yeah, and I mean, it also comes down to the offensive line.
Yeah.
Against Idaho, horrible.
Awful.
We got like 3 run yards, but it was looking a lot better against San Diego State, and so I'm hoping we can get the run game going against this week in North Texas.
Yeah.
And so if maybe we improve, and we'll look better going into the Apple Cup.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about like Williams Jr. He's like, because we kind of mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned it, but like Jackson Potter, his identity going in the preseason, and it kind of got confirmed those first couple of games. He's a pocket passer.
Yes.
He cannot run the ball. He tried, and it wouldn't really work. Julian Duggar is our like rushing QB, right? And in SDSU, you saw that. We got within 5 yards, and we put in Julian Duggar, and he gets in, he rushes for a touchdown. Like that should be like the formula. Should literally be just Jackson Potter passes, hands off the ball every now and then, drives downfield, you get to Julian Duggar. But Williams Jr. for UW he's kind of the dual threat. He can pass and he can run. He's just a very super athletic quarterback. So that's where it like kind of scares me. It's like I kind of wish we would have a dual threat quarterback. But I mean, I'll settle for that combo of like Jackson Potter.
Yeah, you kind of wish we still had that John Mateer in the backfield.
Yeah.
Or not in the backfield, but as quarterback.
Yeah.
And then you just got to hope that we can get the run game going and our defense plays well. Because they have been playing well, and if they can play well against UW and hold them to a lower amount of points, then we will be in a good spot. Turnover game is the way to go. We need turnovers.
Yeah, I think for us to be successful, we have to stop the run game. And if we don't, I don't know if we can be, but.
Yeah. Defense usually doesn't get me fired up unless it's like Legion of Boom level type defense. But I don't know about you. The defense for the Cougs right now is getting me fired up. Like just. Even that STSU game, the pass breakups were electric. I mean, and like you said, like we didn't really hit that many turnovers. Like we weren't forcing that many fumbles or getting that many interceptions. I think if we piece that part together with the fact that we can just like we kind of smother teams that we play with our defense, and that goes back to that's Jesse Bobbitt. That's a defensive coordinator for the Cougs. He was brought over from SDSU. So I mean, Jimmy Rogers trusts him for a reason. Yeah. He's showing why he's trusted because he knows how to put together a defense that can just dominate teams. And I mean, I always think defense is underrated, so I'll always just be like singing the praises of defense when it's really good.
Yeah.
Got you.
I think the energy I've seen from the defensive side, it's there, and it was there on Saturday. Like every defensive player, after a big play, they were cheering. The whole sideline was cheering. So I think that is huge coming into the Apple Cup too.
I mean, talking defense, you can't not talk about the traitor. Buddha, who transferred to UW, and has now had 11 tackles on the season.
Yep.
And so he's playing good, and so we need to lock him down on it.
Yeah, he just got poached off the Palouse basically, and we think about him and Keith Brown are out too.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that's like so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Is it's like we lost those 2 like really key parts of defense, and yet our defense is still really good. Like that's how you know you have a really good core group of guys.
Yes.
It's just absolutely nuts. But yeah, it definitely sucks when, you know, all of our guys transfer out. Well, we had like 30 transfers last year, something like that. Yeah. Plus John Mateer, who's balling out at Oklahoma. Yeah. Unfortunately, going to be a Heisman contender. I know you love John Mateer.
I love John Mateer.
We don't see eye to eye on that. I got my own personal feelings about John Mateer. But hey, guys, looking forward to the Apple Cup. I want to get your guys' opinions. Like, what are we thinking score-wise? Madeline, what are we thinking is going to be the score for this game?
I think it's going to be a close game throughout the whole game. I do think Cougs will be on top. Nice. I'm going to say 24-17 Cougs.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say 20-17 Cougs, and it's going to be a low-scoring game because the defenses are going to be locked down.
Interesting. I see. That's a really good point. Like I think defenses are going to be great. But at the same time, I just have this feeling that it's going to be a high-scoring game. I got to go with Madeline on this. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So personally, I mean, I don't think it's going to be like Bills-Ravens this week where it was like, 40-41 or something like that, which was just an insane game. But no, I am probably going to go maybe 31-27 Cougs. And there's no bias here. We all want the Cougs to win. But, we have our predictions. But let's take a look at what some Coug fans on game day had to say about their predictions for the Apple Cup.
What is your prediction for the Apple Cup?
My prediction for the Apple Cup is, first of all, We're going to whoop some ass. And it'll probably be, I'm saying, 24-14.
What are your Apple Cup predictions?
I'm going to say Cougs 17, Huskies 10.
Okay, Alex, what is your Apple Cup prediction?
Okay, so obviously I think we're going to win. Like, home turf, it's comfortable, home game. I'm going to be there cheering us on. So obviously we have to win. Like, we're going to win.
We're going to win. Score. What's the score?
Oh, like a solid, like, 50-40?
Ooh, high scoring game. What is your Wazoo or is your Apple Cup score prediction?
Wazoo is going to win 40-32.
You heard it here first. What are your Apple Cup predictions?
27-14.
Go Cougs. What are your Apple Cup score predictions?
I believe that it's going to be about 35-14.
Apple Cup prediction,
What are your Apple Cup predictions?
Washington State 17-10.
What are your Apple Cup score predictions?
I got Washington State 31, Washington 13.
Okay, what is your Apple Cup score prediction?
Based on the last game, my hopes aren't too high.
Score?
I'm gonna go ahead and say we're going 89-0, bro.
Cougs on top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go Wazoo.
Okay. What are your Apple Cup predictions?
I think the Cougs are going to win, for sure. That's all I have. Go Cougs.
What are your Apple Cup predictions?
Oh, Cougs going to win all the way.
Go Cougs!
Go Cougs! You damn sucks.
So that's what some Cougs had to say about this upcoming Apple Cup on game day. Sober thoughts, drunk thoughts, we'll take them all. But right now, we got Moses in the studio today with some S-tier Apple Cup knowledge. Okay. Moses, what are we doing?
Awesome. Well, for the 117th Apple Cup, we here at Crimson Corner just want to celebrate some of the greatest moments in the history of the Apple Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get into it, though, I just want to give a little brief history for our viewers and listeners here. Like I said, 117th Apple Cup. The first one was played over 125 years ago in the year of our Lord, 1900. So
nice.
Fair bit of ways away, I guess. Washington leads the overall record, 74 wins, 36 losses, 6 ties. No big deal, nothing that we can't overcome over time. And of course, last year, famously, WSU did take the W at Lumen Field. So really great to see it. And that does lead me into my third greatest Apple Cup moment.
Let's hear it.
Of course, the Kyle Thornton stop at the goal line there to end the game. It was a nail biter, of course. Washington going into it, the 4.5 favorite. Cougs work best when I think the odds are stacked against them. I guess it's safe to say, you know.
Yeah.
It's the, of course, start of a new era. You know, first Apple Cup that's played out of conference, and the Cougs were able to take the W. So a little bit of recency bias, I think it's safe to say, but really happy with how it turned out, of course. Number two, little bit of a cheat, not much of a moment, but the whole game. 2007 Alex Brink, of course, the Husky killer himself.
Yeah.
The 100th Apple Cup game, of course. Really great performance by him. Almost 400 yards, 5 touchdowns in his last ever game as a Cougar.
Jeez.
Didn't go on to do a whole bunch of stuff after, but when his time was here, he was the best, of course. The only WSU quarterback to have won 3 Apple Cups, a stat that I think will never be replicated.
No.
We hope it will be one day, right?
Hopefully, but yeah.
And that does bring me to our number one greatest Apple Cup moment. Of course, I think you guys all know what it is. The Drew Bledsoe snow game.
Nice.
That incredible post route. One of the most cinematic catches in all of college football history. Philip Bobo catches it, dives right into the snow for a great snow angel. Going into it, you know, of course, we're upsetting the number 5th ranked Huskies. They're on their way to their 3rd Rose Bowl game. We've already lost, I think it was 3 of the last 4 games before this Apple Cup.
Yeah.
You know, we had everything to win and nothing to lose at this point. Of course, this victory over them earned us a spot at the Copper Bowl. We would win that against Utah. It really marked a turning point for the program, whereas the Huskies would go on to lose at that Rose Bowl. So really the most ideal outcome you could ever hope for in an Apple Cup game.
Yeah. I can't, I was trying to think, I can't find a single reason to argue with that top 3. I mean, coming out of the gate with the Kyle Thornton stop, I mean, because that that game has like a special place in my heart because that was my first. You know, I'm a sophomore this year, so that was my first Apple Cup as a Coug, and so it was like super special for me because I was sitting in my dorm with one of my roommates watching that game, and it was, you know, you get down to like the fourth quarter and like we're winning, but it's so close, and they drove all the way downfield. They're like right there, and when they got that stop, that like lit a fire.
Man.
It lit a fire.
It was electric. It was electric.
Dude, it was just absolutely insane. And then, I mean, the snow game.
Oh, man.
Dude, because here's the thing. We didn't have a snow game last year because we played UW during, I think, in September. I think it was in September at some point.
It was in September,
and we're having it in
yes.
September again. And also last year, like, there just weren't any games here in the winter that were, like, during the snow. So it's like, there's something about, like, just even in the NFL too, but like college football snow games.
Oh man,
they're like the coolest thing ever.
They're special, all right.
Yeah, no. So hey, that's the past. Those are the previous Apple Cups. We're looking forward to 2025.
Oh yeah.
Moses, what are you looking for going into this Apple Cup?
All right, guys. For this, you want to be on the lookout for one thing, and that's Jackson Potter to work his magic. Obviously, this is going to be his first real test to show off his weapons, so be on the lookout for that.
Absolutely. What's it? Well, Jackson Potter, obviously the name. Like, what house are you putting Jackson Potter in?
Oh man, that is a good question. I'm going to say Gryffindor. He's a really courageous guy.
You're sleeping on Raven. What am I saying? Slytherin. I'm thinking Slytherin. Yeah.
No, he's not.
You don't
evil.
think so?
He's a good guy.
Interesting. All right. Well, hey, that's going to do it for this segment. We'll move it on. Well, football isn't the only sport on the Palouse this year that has an Apple Cup. Volleyball is also starting out their season playing against the University of Washington. And I got Gaige and Madeline back in the corner to sit and talk some Cougar volleyball. How are we feeling about these Cougs?
I like the volleyball team. I think they've been playing strong recently. So they're 3-3 to start off the season.
Yeah.
Two of their losses come to top 20, 25 teams.
Yeah.
It's Dayton and Utah, I believe.
Yeah.
And so I think that they're playing really good, and I'm excited about this matchup.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do against UW. I think it's going to be a good match overall.
Yeah, and when you think about it, Wazoo and UW are like pretty evenly matched. Like both are 3-3 on the year, and when you like look at the stats, like Wazoo has they have a little bit more kills than what UW has. UW has just a few more aces. Wazoo has more digs, and then while UW has like some more like average blocks, right? So like stat-wise, they're pretty much the same. So I feel like when they come play each other for the Apple Cup, it's going to be in Pullman too, which is like this is like I think I've talked about before, but like this is a great year for Coug fans because you have so many home Apple Cup matchups. You have it for football, you have it for volleyball, and you have it for basketball, which we will definitely talk about in a future episode. But right now we're talking volleyball. I think it's going to be incredibly close, and I think that with it here in Pullman, we could pack Bowler for that game.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think it's going to be that close. I think the Cougs are going to come out and they're going to be strong in this one. Listen, UW has their transfer from Penn State, who was a national champion in 2024. But I believe that these Cougs are super strong in volleyball, and so I think they're going to come out on top.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. It's the same week as the Apple Cup. And I'm excited because I think it's going to be packed, and I think Cougs will come up top. And I think it's going to be a close match.
Yeah, and you're mentioning the transfer that UW's got. But are you sleeping on Lucy Bleshkova? Like, she's leading the team in both kills and blocks. I mean, she's a dog, like the definition of a dog. And she's been like balling out for these past couple, preseason tournaments. And they're going to play against like the Harvard Invitational. So they still have 2 more like preseason games that they have to play. But I mean, Lucy Bleshkova. I mean, she's a dog. And then looking past even just Lucy Bleshkova, you got Alina Tia. She won WCC Freshman of the Week, and she's won it 2 weeks in a row. And I think looking at the stats, like she's second for, I think, both blocks and kills. So she's like on the heels of Lucy Bleshkova. So, I mean, sure, UW's got their, their good transfer and everything, but like we got 2 like weapons on that team. I think I think they'll keep it close. So they can hold their own against that UW team. So, thinking about it, what are your guys' score predictions for this, this Apple Cup matchup?
You got it?
Yeah, I think Wazoo comes out on top here. They go 3-1, get the 3 quickly. I think they lose the first set. Nice. I think they come out. It's You know, it's loud in Bowler, nerves. They lose the first set, but they come out and win 3. Game over.
Yeah, I think Wazoo on top. I think for them to be successful, they have to have a good serve receive defense, and they got to be big at the net. And I think I'm gonna go 3-2.
Interesting. I'm gonna mirror that. I'm gonna also say 3-2. I think that how they've been playing so far this year, they kind of get out to a really slow start. They don't quite pick it up until a little later. So I think UW's gonna win those first 2 sets. I think they're gonna make them sweat a little bit. But then I think Wazoo's just gonna start to get that fire underneath them, win the first set, win the second set, get to the third one. So I mean, I'm really excited about. Hey, thank you guys so much. We've been talking volleyball, but let's talk to some volleyball players.
Yeah, Smith, I'm here in Bowler Gym, and who am I here with?
Jackie Carl, Mary Healy,
and Cameron Lingenbrink.
What does this rivalry game against UW mean to this team this year?
I think it's just going to be really exciting to be able to have our home opener in such an amazing environment here in Bowler. We're so privileged to be able to have such a good facility, and we have so many new faces that are experiencing this for the first time, including all 3 of us. And we're just excited to show Pullman all the work we've been putting in over the last few months.
Okay. All right. So next question. So UW is a pretty strong team defensively. They have a ton of blocks and digs so far in the season. I didn't write down the exact numbers, but they do. So how are you guys looking to be efficient offensively going up against such a strong defensive team?
Yeah, we're working a lot on block covering. So just being really intentional about that. We've been working on our shots and stuff, so we'll just be really intentional with that, staying together as a team. They will go on runs, we'll go on runs. So just keeping it pretty even and competitive.
For defense, UW, they have 2 outside hitters. One of them has 108 kills. I might probably gonna mess up her name, Kirsten Barton, and then the other one, Alexa Markley, has 99 kills. So how do you plan on slowing them down? And just how do you plan on slowing them down?
Well, as a right side, I can say that we've been working a lot on our blocking. I won't give up our secrets, but we've made a lot of changes in that area, and we're really excited to be able to show off the defense. I think we've been really improving. So I don't know if you want to add to that as a defender.
The back row's been working really hard on just keep being resilient with whatever gets over the net and just not giving up on balls. So we're excited to go out and show you guys what's what.
Coming from a middle perspective, we're just trying to slow the ball down, trying to get it to our passes. Passers are great. We're going to get in system and throw it right back in their face.
All right. And then, what does it mean to have the first home game of the season be against UW, and how do you think it could impact you guys?
I mean, we just are, like Mary said, we're just so grateful to be in Bowler. We just love our WSU fans so much, and it's just such a community. Living in the Seattle area, UW fans are just not the same as Cougar fans. So just really cool to be able to play for the town of Pullman and just show off what we've been working on. We feel really confident going into the game, so we're just excited to show them what we got.
I think, we've been on the road for the last 3 weekends, just coming back from a great trip to Boston. We were there for almost a week, and I think we've been craving this for a while. And so I think we're going to go into it with a ton of energy and a lot of compete. So,
yeah, I think it'll for sure set the standard of energy for the whole season. And my dad's a Husky, so I'm excited to crush them in his face.
Dang. Great. All right, so now we're going to get into some trivia questions. So these are kind of hard, I would say, but we'll see. All right. So since 1999, there's been 45 Apple Cups for volleyball. How many times have the Cougars won?
45.
Oh, that was a guess.
Yeah, I'd say 45.
Yeah, we're going strong.
I'll go with 47.
Answer is 12.
Oh, okay.
You know what? We got faith in our Cougars.
Went in with confidence, just like we're going to go in with confidence tomorrow.
All right, but even out of only the 12 wins you guys have, in the last 10 meetings, what do you guys think the Cougars' record is against UW?
Oh, 8.
8-2.
I was going to say 8.
I'd probably say 7-3, maybe 8-2.
Yeah, it was 7-3.
Hey!
Maybe 6-7.
All right, and then so in 2021 there were 2 times that the Cougars played the Huskies in the Apple Cup for volleyball, and the 4th set tied the NCAA record for the highest scoring set.
Oh.
What was the score of the set, and who ultimately won that set?
I literally think it was like 50.
No, I think it was like 39 to 37 or something like that, and I want to say the WSU won it. Could be wrong.
I'm gonna go 48 and 50.
I think those are 2 great answers.
All right, it was 46-44.
Woo!
UW won though. All right.
Ooh.
So name the player or players on this team who were on the team last time WSU won against UW, which was 2 years ago.
Lucy Bleskova.
2 players?
2 players?
No, one. It could be. I just said one
It's
or
Lucy.
more.
It's my girl
It's the
Lucy.
only option.
My girl Lucy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. So, how many times has WSU won the Apple Cup in Seattle?
In Seattle.
In Seattle.
So we won it 12
So we
times.
won it 12 times.
So I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go heavy on our fans though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say we've won more times in bowler.
7.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm gonna
7.
say
6 or 7.
I'm gonna say 9.
3.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say. I would
Okay.
say about 9 here, 3 there. That
okay.
adds up. Okay.
All right. Last one. So, how many games is the longest winning streak for WSU in the Apple Cup? And then bonus question: what years did that streak start and end?
Bonus. Okay.
I feel like it should be on the gym.
I'm gonna
Started
say
in, like
2019
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
with a
2023.
3-game winning streak into 2021.
I like that answer. It's kind of a question mark over COVID though, right? So
I didn't think about that.
So maybe 2019, like saying we're going into 2022, I guess.
All right. So, it was 4 games, 2018 through 2021.
Okay. So like I'm locked
there.
in.
Yeah.
What?
Oh
We're
wow.
all Americans.
I didn't even
so many of
cheat.
them.
So.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got for the interview. So, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Go Cougs.
That's going to do it for our first inaugural episode of the Crimson Corner. Gaige, Madeline, thank you so much for coming down to the corner today.
Yeah, of course. It was super fun.
Dubs down, baby.
Dubs down.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.